Okay, so for the other day, a lot of y'all know that I went to Tandy Leather and I got my leather. So basically what I got was the virgin leather that you can tool on. This one right here is 2.4 millimeters. And then it's in the section that's 2.4 millimeters to 2.8 millimeters. With the Maker 3 and the Maker, do not go any thicker than a 5 or 6 millimeter. I just didn't want them like that. So I've got 2.4 millimeters is what this is. So, and I have a big old roll over here. I'm trying to do this on the table. So, you have the leather. I use the engraver for the Maker 3 or the Maker. I have the Cricut foil. It's backwards, but I have the Cricut foil tool, and it comes with 3 different little foil tools. So in here comes with your housing, and it comes with wide and thin. I think that's how it's worded. Yeah, it comes with the blades. Here. So in my foil housing, I have a medium tip put in there. Really easy as all of them. And it's in. Then to cut the leather on the last one, I have my deep blade. The deep blade is a great tool to have for just about anything. Faux leather, leather, any of that. I always use my deep blade. So we have the deep blade. Now, I use my standard green mat, and I use Cricut transfer tape. On the Cricut transfer tape, I have some, is that already on there? Yeah, I have some already cut. No, I don't. So I'm going to take Cricut transfer tape, I forgot my scissors, and I have this piece of leather right here. So I'm going to take my transfer tape and I'm going to kind of center it like so that I have it above and on both sides of it. And me, I just use the line to go down. Alrighty. So I've cut my transfer tape and I have my leather. I'm going to take the paper off the transfer tape as soon as I get a weeding tool. Sorry. I'm trying to get the video down. It's just been a little crazy. All right. So I have my weeding tool, and I'm just going to take the paper, and I'm going to get it started. And I'm going to pull my transfer tape off. You've got the nice side of the leather, and you have the rough side of the leather. Transfer tape, line it up, leave excess around the leather, and push it down. You can use your squeegee if you want to. If your transfer tape and your leather is not laying down all the way, And you don't want to go too far over because you don't want to get it to where your machine is cutting. So I will also use, and you'll want to have with you, masking tape. Unfortunately, I got masking tape at a store, and every time I pull it, it strips. It's old, and I didn't go get any more, so we'll just deal with it. All right, so I'm going to take the masking tape because it is starting to lift up on stuff, mostly where the machine goes at the top. I like to tape that down. This is really bad. Masking tape. Not sure why. My corner's kind of lifting, so I'll go ahead and tape that down. No, that's not going to work. Oh, I should have gotten blue tape, but I didn't. I got a good strip now. All right, and I'm just going to go right down this side. Now, mind you, everything that I'm taping is just barely on the edge. My design will not be on there, but I'm also staying on the carrier sheet right here. And then I'll just pull these edges off so they're not in the way. Same with this side over here. All right, so now I have carrier tape protecting right here. And you can squeegee it if you feel like you need to, or just push it down, whichever way. Now, on my design, I had my design lined up the second line down on the mat. So I'm going to take my mat, and I had it two over. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to line it up where it goes to the quarter, or where the corner, to the corner of 2. It's 2 by 2. It's 2 by 2 is where I did it. I'll go check because my computer's in the other room. I'm going to go 2 by 2, and I'm going to push my transfer tape down and the leather. So we have that. As I'm doing this video, hello, Kathy. Busted on the video. All right, so now I have it down, and I have it on my mat. I'm going to go check real quick in the other room to make sure that I'm 2 and 2 for the lineup for it. And yes, I am lined up 2 by 2. I am noticing that part of my leather is coming up right here. I'm not going to use that part, so I'm just going to go ahead and just add a piece of tape to hold it down. Now, to prepare the leather to go through the machine, I'm going to take a sponge that has not been used, and I'm going to put it in water. I'm going to wring the water out, and then I'm going to wet the leather like so. See how it's changing? It's soaking in. I want to get all the edges, even though I'm not using that whole area, but just to do that. All right, so now I'm going to let this sit for 10 minutes with the water on it. I don't want water off on my mat. I don't want it on the tape, and I don't want it down on the carrier that's left down here. So if I had any water, but I wrung it out, but it's not too wet. If I'd had any, I would have removed it so that it didn't go anywhere and it didn't get in the machine. So I'm gonna let this sit for 10 minutes. And then when I come back, actually, I'm gonna move it up a little. I'm gonna move it a hair up, I decided. It is supposed to be 2 by 2, but that's where my design is. So I'm gonna bring it up just a hair so that it'll cut right in here. I'm gonna press it down. As the leather is drying, make sure it's staying down on the carrier sheet. Now, some of y'all use the carrier sheets that are like a paper. That will not work. That paper is gonna be like the back of your 651. So when you go to take the carrier off, it's gonna stick to your mat. This carrier works great because when I'm done, you'll see I peel it off and there's nothing on my mat. So we're gonna let this, I'm gonna add a little bit more water. You don't want it too damp, but you do want it kind of moist. All right, so I've got that. I'm gonna let it sit for 10 minutes and then we'll be back.